I'm the owner of the first black Labubu. And she keeps the other Labubus in line. This Labubu can twerk, this Labubu can cook great fried chicken, and this Labubu loves some watermelon.
When I first saw this video, I was so confused. I did not know what was going on. So I looked more into the situation and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy.
Listen, blackface Labubu lady, this is just not your week. Number one, I cannot believe you're gonna forever be known on the internet as blackface Labubu lady.
Today's video. So this particular creator from TikTok is presently getting cancelled for putting blackface on a Labubu. For those of us who don't know what a Labubu is, Labubus are basically these hideous looking dolls that have been making waves for a good while now. People carry them around as keychains. Some people clip them on their bags as fashion statements, I guess. So they are quite popular actually, and you know, they're very viral. And people have been obsessing over them recently.
Oh my god! Okay, I'm just gonna get one, all right? It's just one, all right? How bad could one be? It's not that expensive. It's not, well, I mean, I have to get it a friend, right? I mean, who's he gonna talk to? He's gonna get bored. And you know, what if they get sick of each other? You know, they need a third guy. And honestly, I have three. I might as well get the whole set, you know? I mean, like, why not? I mean, just complete it. I mean, and you know, they released a few more. You might as well. And you know, honestly, it's money's not a problem for me. I can afford it. I mean, and it's not an addiction. It's a hobby.
I'm in love. I'm obsessed. And I don't even feel guilty about it.
The obsessions over Labubus is very real, and it has even sparked different kinds of conversation, with some people talking about how, first of all, this kind of obsession that we see people having over this stuff, it has gone beyond what would be considered the healthy dose or healthy level of obsession over an item. And then there are some other people talking about how Labubus are demonic.
Those Labubu dolls are demonic. Get rid of them. It is that deep.
If you guys have Labubu's doll at home, be careful, it might be cursed.
Stop buying Labubu, they are evil.
Now, I'm personally not religious and I don't believe in the existence of the devil or demons, but I just want to let you know the kind of conversations that the whole Labubu culture has sparked. But very quickly, here's my sentiment on the Labubu culture. While I personally don't get to rave over Labubus, but you know, the world don't revolve around me. So just because I'm not personally into Labubus, that don't mean other people cannot be into it. And I'm not even going to lie, I kind of like the joy that I see this Labubu bring to people. You know, seeing how people are having a good time, they have this thing that is bringing them joy and happiness, especially in this our, you know, not so happy world that we live in with all of the crazy things that's going on, right? I'm happy to see people, you know, have something that can make them happy. But that being said, in as much as I'm happy that people have this thing that they have going in their life, maybe they are collectors of Labubus, I don't know, but Sha is bringing these people happiness, right? In as much as I'm down for that, I also cannot help but to think about the overconsumption of it all. We know how overconsumption negatively affects our environment. So that's where I'm like, you know, iffy about the whole Labubu thing, at least for those who are, you know, participating in the overconsumption culture. Pardon me, I know I went on quite a tangent here, but I just want to try and give you guys, those of you who don't know what Labubus are, I want to tell you about it and, you know, bring to you what the culture surrounding it is looking like at the moment. Because I think having a base knowledge on what Labubus are would help make today's video, today's topic, make more sense and help us understand what's going on better. So now finally we can address the topic of today's video. Seeing as we now know about this obsession that people have with Labubus, there are people on TikTok even who their entire content is all about Labubus. And that brings us to the main person that we are going to be talking about in this video, because she is one of those people who our entire content is about Labubus.
Labubu, 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 Labubu.
She makes videos back to back to back about Labubus, and a few of her videos have gone super viral. Like this one, for example, that went super viral, where she painted this Labubu gold, and she was talking about how she has the one and only 24-karat gold Labubu. And relatively, I would say people really enjoyed her content until she decided to do this blackface Labubu of KSI. And that's when everyone aggressively started pumping their brakes, because wait a goddamn minute, right? How did we go from the nice, wholesome content of just Labubu to full-on racism? Now, this video has been taken down from her page. I think she personally took it down because of the backlash that she rightfully received when it got posted. But luckily, people had saved the video when she posted it. Immediately they saw it, right? So they reposted it, and that's how we still have records of the video. So check the video out.
So excited. So I paid £100,000 for the KSI Labubu, and I think it's just perfect. I love it. This is with my collection of most expensive Labubus of the world, obviously because they are top celebrities and they're probably the biggest YouTubers out there. I don't know if there's anyone else from the Sidemen that I'll get in Labubus, because obviously this is a one-off. I am the only person in the world that has the KSI Labubu. Now, the bandana that is actually on the KSI Labubu is actually one of KSI's bandanas that he used in one of his rapping videos. So that is why I'm the only other person to own the KSI Labubu. Obviously, no one else is going to have one, because no one else is going to be able to get a bandana from him like I've been able to. Anyway, I hope you all love my KSI Labubu as much as I do. I think he's super cute.
Literally, what the hell? What the helly? What the hellionte? For those of us who don't know who KSI is, that's a picture of him on the screen right now. He is a black British guy of Nigerian descent. He's a well-known content creator and I believe a boxer as well. So she decided to make a blackface Labubu, talking about how this is a KSI Labubu with a bandana wrapped around it, because KSI is known to, have this signature look where he wraps a bandana around his head. So she wraps a bandana around the Labubu, talking about how this is a KSI Labubu and it's very rare. And she's the only one that has it. The issue with what she did, I think it's pretty obvious.
I don't know, that kind of looked like something. Don't know what it is though.
A lot of people have been talking about how, like, they don't have a problem with the fact that, okay, she wants to talk about how she has a KSI Labubu, right? But she obviously did not need to paint the Labubu pitch black. First of all, nobody is that skin color. Like, yes, we are called black people, but nobody is actually black. We are just different variations of brown. So her decision to paint it pitch black, a lot of people, you see a lot of comments of people talking about how did you come about deciding on the color of paint exactly, right? Because nobody is that black. KSI in question even is obviously brown. When you look at the man, his complexion is brown. So why did she pick this pitch black? Not that if she had painted the Labubu brown, though, it would have been better, because certainly not. If she had painted the Labubu brown instead of black, it still would have been blackface. But, these are the sentiments of netizens online I'm sharing with you, and yes, my sentiments as well, because like, what the helly, right? What the actual fuck? She did not need to paint the Labubu black for her to come out and talk about how this is her rare find KSI Labubu. She could have just wrapped the bandana around the Labubu's head like KSI wraps bandana around his head, and that would have been it. Maybe put some jewelry on the Labubu, right? Similar to the kind of jewelry that KSI wears, or the kind of clothing that KSI wears, because, there are clothes that people go and buy for their Labubus, which, I'm not even going to get to that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that people dress up their Labubu. So she could have dressed up this Labubu with the bandana and certain outfit choices that could have sold the, oh, this is my KSI Labubu, without her doing blackface. She literally had no reason to do blackface on the Labubu.
But I'm genuinely failing to understand how you would not know how that looks. You genuinely did not need to make something that looks like it's out of a minstrel show. Like, that's what people have issue with right now. Like, what would, like, that? I do not understand what the thought process was at all.
As you can imagine, she got dragged for filth by her hair all across the floors of TikTok, and she eventually made an apology video. But before we get to the apology video, I want to share with you guys some of the videos of people's reaction to her blackface Labubu.
I feel strongly that the lady with the KSI Labubu, it would have been more on brand for her to literally print out a picture of his face and just stick it on the Labubu and be like, I have the KSI Labubu. That would have made more sense, instead of painting the thing completely black. Like, and this is why I never got into her videos, because I just knew something was up. Not to be like, meh, but y'all gotta stop idolizing these people just because they're funny for like 2 seconds.
Hey, wrap this shit up. What the do you mean the KSI Labubu? Girl, what? Why can't y'all just be normal? What in this society is forcing y'all to start doing weird shit when we start having fun with life?
This is a question I've been asking myself lately, because some people on the internet would not even let us just have a good time. Like 1 second you are smiling while maybe even watching a fun video, and you make the mistake of going to the comment section, and then there's just for sure going to be that one rate deceased person that cannot help themselves. And it's crazy, because what is the reason? Why are you this messed up in the head? What is wrong with you? Like, some of us are just trying to relax after a long day. So we come on the internet to watch things that are going to entertain us and calm us down. But then here you are, like, ruining the fun for everybody. Like, it's just crazy. That's a ruining. That's what I meant. But, let's continue.
Listen, blackface Labubu lady, this is just not your week. Number one, I cannot believe you're gonna forever be known on the internet as blackface Labubu lady. And I know you've issued an apology for this. It's not my apology to accept or deny. In your apology, you were talking about things like, I didn't know, I wasn't educated on this, I went to school in Spain and lived in England, this is a more American thing that people know of, so I was ignorant to it, I don't have a bone in my body, I never had any intentions to hurt anybody, I would never do anything intentionally racist. But isn't this also you?
Now, the cat dog meat, if he was in China, maybe they would eat it. Maybe it'd be something a bit like a cat dog chow mein. He is, this one here, this small one here, he is half bat and half chihuahua. Now, these ones aren't edible. Why? Because people have eaten bats before, and look what happened. Now, what would happen if you ate a bat dog? Well, there is a reason why he's called Corona 25.
And I don't know, maybe you'll blame the European education system on this too, but I'm gonna guess you were well out of school by the time COVID happened. You'll also say, well, this was mostly an American thing, so I didn't know anything about it. No, it wasn't. Because there was also an increase in hate crimes against Asian people in the UK during the pandemic as well. And I know you said that you are going to do some research and educate yourself and learn more about, anti-blackness and racism against black people and the history of things like blackface. And when you take a break from learning about that, I'm going to encourage you to maybe educate yourself on how blanket stereotypes about Asian people eating cats and dogs and bats has led to harassment and violence and discrimination and in some cases murder. Oh, and this video that she posted was posted on June 11th. It wasn't like a long time ago. Like, she just posted this. That's why I'm always very wary of people who say they don't have a raised bone in their body. Maybe it's not your bones. Maybe it's in your blood.
In the comments of this video, there are people talking about how they are British and how they definitely know about blackface in Britain. So her talking about how she's British, she didn't know, she knew exactly what she was doing. And I really wanted to incorporate this lady's video as well, because she really did clock it, bringing up that clip of hers where she was, being obviously racist towards Asians. having that kind of evidence, not that we needed any, the blackface Labubu told us all we needed to know, but, having evidence like this as well is quite nice, because it just, help ties it all together, and give the people who like to say, oh, you're taking things out of context, oh, that's not how she meant it, now those people would not be able to say that, because like, how do you explain that then? How do you explain that? If she can't do that with the dog, bats, and cats comments, what is blackface that she cannot do?
I got the rarest, one-of-a-kind, 24-karat gold Labubu, and I also got the one-of-a-kind, black-faced KSI Labubu. Totally not racist at all.
Are we dead? Ass!
Yeah, joke is over. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up!
Hey y'all, I'm literally at my job right now, but I just got this. It's literally the best thing on the planet. I just got the limited edition KSI Labubu. Okay, nobody else in the world has this at all. He has his little Kuromi backpack on. Very cute, very slay. Get yours today.
Frankly, the number of white people I have seen drag this lady, I'm not going to lie, is quite shocking. I did not expect to see this when I was looking into this situation. Not to say that they aren't people who are defending her, because they are. Unfortunately, they are just going to be those people who are ready to even die defending nonsense, right? But lately, there's a lot more white people we see who are willing to and ready to hold their own accountable when they F up or do, these crazy racist things. And I cannot help but think, that's quite a positive shift we are seeing. Because quite frankly, like, this is a problem that is being perpetrated in their community. And a problem even that they started, right? They started it, created this whole racism stuff, and they spread it across the globe, and they are still perpetuating it till date, right? So quite frankly, since they started the BS, they should be the one to put an end to it. So seeing them, when they do, call their people out for perpetuating the nonsense, right? The barbarity, the evil that is racism. I'm like, well, good to see them actually making a step to put an end to the nonsense that they started. But now let's get to her apology video. Quite frankly, I would not have bothered putting it in this video, because like, doesn't even really make much of a difference. And we've already seen clips of people mentioning aspects of some of the things she said in her apology video. But just for the sake of making sure we have all of the context as intact and as verbatim as possible, here goes, right? And by the way, she did delete this apology video, not sure exactly how long after she posted it, but luckily again people had saved the apology video and then reposted it, hence why we can still have a listen of it right now. So let's let the apology video roll.
So I just wanted to come on here and talk about the Labubu video that I deleted. Now, in no way, shape or form did I intend for that video to be racist or against anyone. So I create content on a daily basis, and I had uploaded the Pearl Labubu this morning. And I tend to go off the comments, like people have said sapphire Labubus, emerald, so I've done them. And someone said a KSI Labubu. So that is where the idea firstly came from. Now, I haven't got anything against anyone, no matter what shape or colour they are. At the end of the day, I see us all equal. Obviously, we're all humans and we're all on the same planet. So my intention was not for it to come across racist at all. At the end of the day, TikTok is a platform for entertainment and to have a laugh. And not at any point when I made that video did I want to offend anyone. My idea there was to make all of the sidemen and make some funny videos of Labubus as a sidemen. I didn't think, obviously now I've learnt my lesson that I can't do that. And, a lot of people have said, well, it is racist, whether you didn't think it was. So I will take accountability on that, and I'll say sorry to anyone that I have offended.
So once again, I am deeply sorry to anyone that I have offended. It wasn't in my intentions to offend anyone by doing them videos. All I was doing is trying to create a bit of content to spread some joy, and obviously it was a big mistake because I shouldn't have done that. So there is my apology, and I am very sorry to anyone that I have offended.
Me personally, I'm not buying the I did not know, oh, I did not know. No, not in 2025. Maybe in, I don't know, 2001, that would have flew. Ewo, English. Anyways, wahala. Maybe back then in the day, yeah, someone can come up with that excuse and we would, be able to say like, oh, well, it's possible that this person will not know. But in 2025, with the internet and everything, you've never heard of blackface. How? Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm really not buying it. But it's quite crazy when I think about how I got to know about this BlkFace Labubu situation. It was because of this video I came by on my FYP.
I'm the owner of the first black Labubu. I bought this Labubu for $200 at an auction. My Labubu cooks, cleans, and do whatever the fuck I tell her to do. This Labubu takes great care of me, so I named her Mammy Boo Boo. And she keeps the other Labubus in line. This Labubu can twerk, this Labubu can cook great fried chicken, and this Labubu loves some watermelon. Are you disrespecting your owner, Labubu? Labubu, are you better get right. I ain't nice like old boss. No, Labubu, sit your ass.
When I first saw this video, I was so confused. I did not know what was going on. But, the caption on the screen made me know that he is calling out a situation, because I actually follow this creator and he makes videos like this, not exactly like this with his wife, but the way he addresses in his video, she was just listing countries, and then she mentioned Africa. He uses because, Parody, so Africa is of course a country, how the thing is set up with the caption and everything. That will always grind my gears when people do that. But let's continue. What exactly did this person do? I needed to go find out. So I went into the comment section, and that's how I started gathering intel, because people were talking about it in the comment section. So I looked more into the situation and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And I thought maybe I should make a video on it. So here we are. She's still making content, by the way, trying to fight the cancellation, but she's still getting bombarded in her comment section by people saying things like, oh, we are never going to forget what you did. You can't move on from this. We are not going to let you move on. Just people in the comments telling her that we still remember, like, you cannot gloss over this, even though you apologize, like, we are not buying that. And we are not going to let you gloss over this and just go about your life like you did not do what you did, right? But, that's that on that. I don't know if the quote-unquote cancellation is ever going to work, because do people really, really get cancelled? But, we'll see, right? We'll see. Crazy, but I'm just finding out now that she made a second apology video, because apparently it seems people did not accept the first one, right? I'm one of those people. And this second apology video was actually the apology video that Asian lady referenced in her own video. Now, this apology video is over 6 minutes long, so I'm not going to be able to play the whole thing for the sake of time, but I'm going to give you the highlights of it. So let's just let that roll.
I am sorry, because I didn't know what blackface or the dolls were up until, obviously, I'd posted that video and then people was telling me about it. Now, I know that an apology probably isn't good enough, because now I have done research on the dolls and the blackface. I can obviously see how bad it was. Now, I wasn't taught about blackface in school. I am English. I moved to Spain at a young age. I went to school in Spain, and it's something that wasn't taught here. Now, whether I missed it because I didn't speak the language in the 2 years that I was learning Spanish, or it wasn't taught here, I'm not exactly quite sure, but this is something that I was not taught here. Now, regardless of that, is that a flaw in the education system? Well, yeah, because obviously that should be taught worldwide, because I didn't know about it. I asked everyone around me if they knew about it, and no one knew about it. Now, I'm not making excuses for myself. I'm not trying to blame it on anyone else. Obviously, it's me that done the video. So that is why I am apologising, and I am saying sorry to everyone that I have upset and that I have offended. And in no way did I intend for that video to be malicious. I watch KSI, I watch the Sidemen, I watch quite a lot of YouTubers, and I have done for years. And it is one of the YouTubers that I do like to watch. Now, a lot of people have said this and that information was on the internet, you should have known. Now, I have grown up in Spain, and there are so many different races of people here. Now, I've had friends from Chile, Argentina, the Philippines, Africa, Holland, all over the world, because there are so many different nationalities here.
Yeah, while making a list of countries, she mentioned Africa because, as we all know, Africa is indeed a country, right? Oh my goodness. But let's continue.
Now, at no point through me growing up around all these different nationalities or races of people, however you want to say it, was there any racism? Now, the way their algorithm works, obviously, if I was to start to watch videos of racism or anything along those terms, then on my For You page, videos of awareness of this would pop up. But because I'd never searched into it, because I don't have a racist mind, nor did I intend to be racist, this just didn't even cross my mind, and I am sorry for that. Now, at no point did I want to upset anyone. I understand exactly where everyone's coming from because I have done research now on the dolls and the blackface, and I can see that it is wrong now, and I will hold my hands up to that, and I am deeply sorry to each and every single person that I have upset with that video.
I know I did say that I'm not going to put the entire clip up, but right now I'm thinking, just for the sake of context and 100% clarity and maybe even record, who knows, I've decided to keep all of the apology video in this video, but I'm going to put the last bit of it at the end of this video. So if you want to see the rest of the apology, you're going to have to watch all the way to the end, or just jump to the end if you want to. Even in the second apology she made, there are people who are, of course, like, okay, she's apologized, let's move on. But there are a good number of people talking about how, like, you know, it's still weird. There are even evidences people are collecting from her page, from previous videos she's made, that people are holding and saying, oh, see, this is evidence that this person is actually a rape to deceased, unlike what she wants us to believe, right? So it's still this back and forth going on. There is this comment that I want to highlight just before I round up this video. This person said, I can understand not knowing what blackface is, but I'm still curious as to why you painted it black and not brown. A lot of people, including myself, are hung up on this because it makes absolutely no sense, her color decision, right? Because even when we're younger as kids growing up, when we want to paint our friends or, you know, a family portrait, we use appropriate colors to do that, and the appropriate color was brown. That's what we used when we were younger for skin color, right, for complexion. So if children know this, if children know to use brown and not black for skin color, how come she, a grown ASS woman, did not know that she should use brown? Right? Not that her using brown that made it okay, because that still would have been blackface, right? But you get what I mean. What exactly was the reason that made her use black? And this right here, as well as the cat and dog comment she mentioned earlier that Asian lady pointed out, and some other things that people have been pointing out is why I'm like, okay, yes, we see your apology video, but still major side eye because like, what the hell?
But it was not intentional. I really thought that racism was saying something bad about someone's race. If he was to say something bad about someone's race, I didn't know about the dolls or about the blackface, and I would never ever have made that video if I did know about them. More to the fact, if I didn't care, I would have left the video up. Now, I know that for something posted on the internet, it's going to stay on the internet forever. It had already blown up. Within 20 minutes, I'd taken it down. And yes, my apology was short because I didn't have enough time to research it. I still don't know the ins and outs of it, but I have been looking into it. I haven't had enough time to know each and every single thing about the blackface and the dolls. But I am looking into it, and I do realise how it was wrong now. And I also now understand how it has upset a lot of people. At the end of the day, by coming onto the internet and apologising, I don't expect everyone to forgive me. That's not the reason that I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video to let you all know, because a lot of people said, what was the thought process? Now, I am not excusing the video, nor am I putting the blame onto anyone else. All I'm doing is simply apologising because I was clearly too naive and not educated enough on the whole situation. Now, I think the whole blackface thing is taught in American schools. Now, obviously, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, because I am still learning about it, and I am still doing research on it. Now, I know that a lot of people don't see that as an excuse, but when I done this video, it really wasn't how I intended it to be. I done it. Yeah, now I can see that it is really bad and that it did come across racist, but it wasn't in my intentions for it to be like that. And just so you do all know, no matter what race, what size and what colour anyone is, I see us all exactly the same. And I have made a mistake, and I will hold my hands up about it, and I will research things in the future, and it's pretty obvious I'd never ever make a video like that again. And I do understand how terrible that video was now. So my apologies to anyone that I have upset, and I am deeply sorry about it, and it won't happen again, and I'm going to keep on researching these things and learn a lot more about it, seeing as I haven't learnt about it before. I'm not making excuses about my video. I'm simply addressing the problem and the naivety and how uneducated I was on the situation. And I will be doing better because I am looking into it now. And I am sorry to every single person that I have offended on it. And in no way did I intentionally want to be racist at all. And I know that that doesn't make it not racist. I know that it was a very offensive now because obviously I've searched this stuff up and I've done research on it. So this is a sorry to every single person that I have offended, and it will not happen again. Now, the last thing I wanted to do was upset anyone in that way. It's really not the person that I am. So, as I said, I don't expect forgiveness at all, but I am apologising, and I do hold my hands up, and I do know that I was wrong.
I'm going to be leaving it here now. I'm going to be catching you in the next one. Do have an amazing day, night, morning, whatever the time is where you are located. Be blessed, be safe. I'll catch you in the next one.
Listen, blackface Labubu lady, you're going to forever be known on the internet as blackface Labubu lady.